Welcome back, or welcome, regardless if you watch the pro seeding brackets. Now we're going to, or the pro spec, now we're watching the pro seeding brackets. This is Burt Brothers Motor Park. Look at the cars, look at the people. Shoot, look at our announcing, right? Progressing over the years. All right, here we go. So Andy Hateley, Boxies, what are you doing in the seeding brackets? Right? This is just unfamiliar territory for a real contender for a championship. And Andy Hateley in that Evo Auto Works BMW, and look at Boxies lurking in the shadows. He jumps back, jumps to the side of Hateley. I'll tell you what, Andrew Hateley, a solid lead run.
Yeah, he's supporting the sport wherever he's able to.
All right, here we go. Let's see if Odie can support himself here into the initiation and dial it in. Well done. That front left just tapping that inside clip. Kind of a straight line approach into outside zone 3, but then turns on the smoke machine. And look at that thing just bellowing smoke. Man, in that last outside zone. Flirting with, he dipped quite a bit there. That thing just barely slipped off the edge of the court. Boxies gets one, he gets a 2, and then one more time. So, yeah, this is a whole rite of passage here.
Yeah.
All right, so Ben Hopson and that Pennzoil Ford Mustang RTR, Spec 5FD, Jonathan Hurst, Mr. Cool. Let's break out those fans right now because it's hot here on track and off track. Ben Hopson, good placement of the vehicle. Jonathan Hurst, good proximity, needs to mimic that angle. We'll get the overhead view, and there it is. Yeah. Boom, just like that. In the latter portion, you see Ben Hopson touch the dust real quick, but then gets back at it, the Mr. Cool. Look at Cadillac. Woo! All right, here we go. Jonathan Hurst out front. Little slow trickle, keeping it cool. Into that inside clip. Ben Hopson tucks in, transitions now into that third outside zone. So you talk about the settling, but then that does not look, out front. Is that the tidiest? Oh, and then Hopson. Okay, he dives way in.
Whoa.
Hurst goes off. Whatever happened on that second, I feel like,
yeah.
And here it is. Jonathan Hurst gets the victory.
Yeah, that's
hopefully Shelly, his wife's shirt, brings him some good luck. I don't know if you saw that.
Great shirt.
That cowgirl shirt. Just, I wish I could. Can't even describe it. Here we go. Ken Gushi leading out with that Toyota GR86. Pass that inside clip. Hansen tucks in. Gushi using all the course. Like you said, he's won this event. We know what he's capable. And Hansen, he gets too aggressive and just ends up. We're going to have to look that back. I mean, it didn't look like there's any quote-unquote foul play. But Hansen continues on, but.
Let's take a look here. That's interesting. It does look like it takes a little bit for Ken to get back on power. So.
Yeah, I mean, Rudy Hansen is hoping for a mistake. Like you said, don't know exactly what the judges saw there as Rudy Hansen. He does go past that inside clip. Look at him coming out. I mean, the car is gripping up. We need to see that at angle, really just abbreviating those outside zones. And now into outside zone 3. There it brings it into that final outside zone. This is a must-win for Rudy Hansen, and just like that, Ken Gushi advances on. All right, here we go. Ryan Little out front. Simon Olsen, the chase position. Well, we know these guys are both locked and loaded into competition. Now, Ryan Little in that Sunoco S chassis now transitions into that third outside zone. Little left foot brake. Oh, and I knew that was going to happen. He just was on it way too long. Gets involved in the dirt. And the RB Army S chassis brings that last outside zone. Here we go. Simon Olsen out front, tip to tail. Little's going to try to force a mistake from the chase position, but Simon real unwavered in that Mark V Supra setup he has now. Just just really progressed with that vehicle. Looking strong. Look at that. Aggressive transition. Good. Decent placement on that transition.
Yeah.
Looks like the car gripped up, shot a little bit, finally found the sweet spot. I think we know the outcome here. Simon Olsen will a 1, a 2, a 3, get the win. No, you're not taking my job.
I know,
I'm just saying
if the day comes
It won't come.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on. Dmitry Brutzki leading. And there we go. D-Mads in that first inside and only inside clip. Now transitioning into outside zone 3, ripping in. Nice. Oh, whoa, hey. And Derek Madison, don't know what coilovers he's running, but those look like long travel getting into the dirt. Wow, coming into that last outside zone, Brutzki, and
there's other drivers that can still win the championship. It is going to be a great day.
Friday, come.
Pay for the whole seat. Only need the edge.
Come to Burt Brothers Motor Park.
There it is.
I couldn't read your writing.
I can't either.
Didn't know it was hieroglyphics or wingdings. Whoa.
There we go.
Hey,
spicy.
You know what? Sometimes, Dimitri, you need to settle.
Yeah.
And he did not settle there. We need you to settle on in on the pavement. I've touched 49 of the 50 states. I'm missing Vermont.
Oh.
Here we go. Federico Sceriffo versus Boxies. Truly international. And coming on into that inside clip, Fetty Wap, that's right, comes into that third outside zone. Boxies.
Oh.
Whoa. A Ferrari going gravel racing, ripping, gripping. That Pennzoil Ferrari in that last outside zone. There goes Boxies. And coming on in. As they say in racing, 10 tenths.
Yeah.
But 10 tenths of an inch. Here we go. We're seeing Boxies navigate into that initiation point, past that inside clip, into outside zone 2, ripping, slingshotting away from Fetty. Drops into formation. A big, long float right there for Boxies. Outside zone 3, nails it into 4. Brings it on home. Fetty, good positioning.
Right?
I mean, a little late to the party, dude. I know he RSVP'd, but I have to deduce that. There we go. Exhaling, ripping, cashing checks. Boxies.
A lot more attention with the Cadillac, I'd say.
All right, something unique.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Here we go. Wow, look at Hurst. He's right there, just almost taking off the bumper of Kenshiro. You could barely see Jonathan Hurst, but again, with all that pressure, he didn't allow himself just enough space to transition, but Gushi all the way in that outside zone 3. Now coming on in, Hurst, you saw some disruption in the attitude of that Cadillac. Cadillac spills, but Cadillac drills the side of that door. But if you stay on it and you're consistent, it's gonna fare well. So we'll see if that works out for him right now, because here comes Jonathan Hurst, high horsepower Cadillac. Again, you can see the minimal corrections here from Jonathan Hurst. But look, this is my proof positive, right? Oh, whoa. And then there he goes getting aggressive. But again, the attitude of the cars. Look, here goes Jonathan Hurst. Ken Gushi looks like he's got a little droopy eye there. Now brings it on in. That last outside zone. All right, slide him left, slide him right. Who do we got? One more time. Uno Mas, Jonathan Hurst, and Ken Gushi. So all across the board.
There's a lot that goes into this. If you're making a mistake, you don't want to show it.
All right, here we go into that first outside zone, and now into outside zone 3. Look at Ken Gushi ripping away. Look, he's like, okay, you know what? Placement, speed, I got it. Let's do this. Like you said, he's won here before, outside zone 4. And comes on around. Now, look at Hurst. He jumps into that back pocket. Here we go. Jonathan Hurst will lead. Ken Gushi chasing him down. Hurst with Padiddle, the one headlight.
Right.
One headlight. There we go. Mr. Cool, caddy into the caddy daddy. Comes into outside zone 3. Drop top, flip flops, tank tops. Now Ken Gushi tucks in. Outside zone 4. Whoa!
Whoa!
And Gushi goes way off course.
And yeah, they got the fire extinguishers out on his car as well, because it looked like he unwound early. So I'm curious what all happened there. Looking on fire. I'm sorry for the pun on that one, but yeah, it looks great. And Ken just goes wide, loses out on the grip, and we're obviously all kind of keeping an eye out there for Ken.
Gets 1, 2, and 3.
All right.
Jonathan Hurst gets the win. All right, Rad Dan Burkett and Seaman Olsen here coming down. Again, the Mark IV Supra and the Mark V coming on down. And coming into that inside clip, Rad Dan now transitioning into outside zone 3. Simon Olsen having to make some corrections, keeping his proper distance. Red Dan now coming in. Outside zone 4. Both of them dialed it in. Good fluid line. All right, here we go. Speaking of flat track and speaking of fast track, Simon Olsen out front. The Mark V Supra. Good, nice placement of the vehicle on the inside clip. Now Rad Dan Burkett, and there it is. So again, almost mimicking what Simon did in the chase. Let's just dive on in there. Get in that back pocket, 5-pocket jeans, and find the 5-pocket here in outside zone 4. Simon Olsen exceeds it a little bit. Comes out just a touch. You know, and there's one vote for Dan, and one more time. And now the one more time battle between Mark IV and Mark V Supra. Who is the dominant Supra? Man, they're slipping and sliding, take it to the house. Into that second outside zone. Simon Olsen needs to step up. Really needs to rise the occasion. And into outside zone 3. Going into 4. Oh, and there he goes. That's what he needed to do, but it was just a little late. I feel like you're defending me a little bit because I'm not attacking them by any means, but I need them to attack the door. All right, here we go. Simon Olsen initiates into that inside clip. There goes Dan Burkett. Tucks on in, and Simon slingshotting away into outside zone 3. Dan Burkett, you can see him reeling in the years like Steely Dan into this last outside zone. There goes Simon, and the last outside zone. Simon and Dan, and here we go. Slide him left for Dan Burkett. Right first. Simon Olsen gets a 1, a 2, and Olsen gets the win, but not unanimously. Again, just with his equipment and attrition and all this stuff, I think you do well in a spec class. Here we go. Austin Mata in that S chassis. Look at that angle. Great placement. Comes out of it a little bit, and now comes into that third outside. Look at Dimitri. Chill, bro, as Edgar would say. Chill, coming out of the outside zone 3, transition into 4, bang, Austin, right on it. Fills all of it, and we'll revisit only one driver in the final 4. Transition flicks it into that first outside zone. Quick little correction there, adapting, talking about Austin. He does what Dimitri did to him. Good angle, throwing some more at it, and look at Austin matched that angle, buried in the smoke. He stays in it, a little left foot brake from Dimitri Brutzki, and Austin.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's
call me maybe. Well, Dimitri Brutzki gets the win. You know, I think good for Odie, just getting more practice.
Yep.
This isn't going to cause too much damage, and if anything was to go wrong, honestly, you want it to go down now and today. You have a whole day tomorrow to work on the car. So Odie Boxies for the buy run, ripping.
And I mean,
holy cow.
Oh, man, so look at that. Oh, shoveling some dirt.
And take into consideration this, if he advances on, who's going against Odie Boxies in the final seeding brackets here in Utah? Burt Brothers Motor Park. And Dimitri initiates. Hits the inside clip, no problem. Simon tucks back. He is back there quite a bit. Brutzki filling all of outside zone 3 and then some. He exceeds the line. Simon gets thrown off. Brutzki gets in the dirt on that outside edge. Dimitri was going to be the disruptor, and he disrupted from the front. I thought he was going to be. Now I foresee him trying to be really aggressive here and force an error. Maybe even banging doors. There goes Dimitri, takes out some angle, gains proximity, now brings it home. Simon Olsen, if he keeps it clean in this last outside zone, he's going to have the victory and go to the finals against his former teammate, Odie Boxies. Good pressure there in outside zone 4. Let's make it official. 1, 2, and 3. Speaking of game, let's talk about it right now. Odie Boxies, Simon Olsen, Odie out front. Field suspension S15, and Simon Olsen, once teammates, now going against each other as they did before, even in identical cars. Now coming into that third outside zone, Simon tries to twist the screws. He has to back down. Odie Boxies tempering the flame, dialing it in. Outside zone 3, coming into 4. And there goes Odie Boxies. Hammering through outside zone 4. Odie out front. what unfolds here. Remember, this is seeding brackets. 3 points richer to the victor in this particular battle. Past that inside clip goes Simon Olsen. Odie Boxies in tow. Let's see if he can time this properly. And Simon, good angle. Some good massaging by both in outside zone 3. Going into 4.
Whoa!
Odie Boxies overcooks it. Goes way off course. Wow.
Simon is riding the lightning all the way through. He is on the edge of this track. In this transition, Odie looks good. Odie's just a little late in the transition. That's all it was.
Thank you so much for joining us out here at, again, we are talking about Burt Brothers Motor Park. All right, well, thank you so much on behalf of Jacob Gens, also Matt Soper and Prospect. Thank you to our judges. Thank you to Chris Yule, Ryan Sage, all of our Formula Drift track staff, and our production crew. We will see you guys tomorrow for our Prospect competition. And again, Pro on Saturday. Send it!